Hey, what's good, bro? Today's video is going to be a little bit different. No in FL Studio action, no PowerPoint, nothing. Just me talking to you. And the reason is I wanted to tell my story on how I charted number 23. And I think it would be very beneficial for a producer community if more producers who actually get placements share how they got them, share how they built the relationship with the artist or the other producer, and just drop some gems on you guys. And yeah, I just want to share my story here. Maybe you can find some valuable things in there and realign your expectations with reality, do the actions required, and get to the point where you want. Let's dive right in. So the story starts in summer of 2022, and I just finished my military service in Switzerland, and I came back from a vacation. And after the military, I wanted to take my music to the next level, right? I wasn't particularly happy with where I was at, and I knew something had to change, but I didn't know where to start. I didn't know what I should do to get more songs, what I should do to take my music to the next level, right? And then one day I stumbled upon the concept of pay collabs again. And I've tried pay collabs before, but they never really worked for me. So I didn't want to do it first and waste more money and time. I wasted a couple of weeks not taking actions, just staying the same, until I got so fed up with myself that I knew I had to figure this out. After critically thinking it through, I finally understood what I was doing wrong the times before with pay collabs. And it all just started to make sense. So what I did wrong before was I paid like $50 to $100 and was expecting to get, or was hoping to get, a placement off of that. But what has changed now, I made the relationship with the person a priority and not the outcome. So what I mean by that, I was trying to build a quality relationship with the other producer and show him that I was serious about working with him and that I'm serious about my music as well. And what I figured out is I wanted to buy not one, not two, but around 5 to 10 collabs from another producer for over $500. And around that time, I remembered that one of my friends in the military told me about this producer in Germany who's relatively big, who produces for almost every artist there. And he has a relatively small social media for the credits he has. So I decided to try to work with him and ended up buying 5 collabs from that guy. But again, it didn't seem to work. I was sending out loops every single week for months. And mind you, those were all exclusive samples, so not just your normal boring weeklies. I was making exclusive loops for him every single day, every other day, and sending it to him every single week. But still, no placements, no songs, nothing to count for. 6 months later, still nothing has happened. But I knew something inside of me told me to just keep going. I already had the foot in the door. I had his email, he was working with me, he was texting me, so I might as well keep going, right? And after 12 months of sending custom loops every week, or even more than that, I finally got the DM. Yo, we got one with PA Sports. I remember everything about this moment. It was just such a relief that it finally worked out, and that this money and time I've been investing into it has been worth it. Not only was the song the main single and the pre-release of the whole album, the single itself also charted number 69 in Germany as well. So here are kind of my few takeaways from this story. Sometimes, especially with music or with anything in life, the work you put in today will show years later. So the reality you're enjoying today is the work you put in 2-3 years ago. In that case, it took me a year of putting in work after work without a lot of reinforcement. So never stop believing and just keep putting in the volume, keep doing it. And if you just stick at it for 6 years, it's hard to not see some success. Second of all, I see a lot of hate online in producer community about pay collabs, but as you can tell from the story, they do work. Chances are you've been just focusing on the wrong thing and doing it wrong altogether. Focus on relationships and not on songs. Last learning you can take away from this video is that quality matters more than quantity when it comes to relationships in this music business. So one industry connection is worth more than 1,000 emails, okay? So don't just DM people on Instagram trying to get their mail to flood them with stuff. Everyone's doing that. Try to build genuine connection with real people. And that's when the game starts to change for you. So instead of trying to get a hold of 100 people, pick 3 drum makers, pick 3 loop makers you want to collab with, and research them, find out about their projects they're doing, and just be present everywhere. And then when you found something that you think they might perceive as valuable, shoot your shot. But put in some research, don't just DM them, yo, you're fire, I got loops for you. That shit's lame. And don't get me wrong, I've been doing that years ago, but I stopped doing that. Just think about it. If you have one industry drum maker who asks you for loops or opportunities all the time, it's way better than sending emails to 1,000 guys, right? Now, these 3 takeaways I'm going to repeat and repeat and repeat until we go number 1. So, hope you learned something from my story of how I charted number 23, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace, bro.